Hello, I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. Well, I was thinking about a movie to review, and that movie is Scream. Oh, the cult classic, the rebirth of the slasher films. Scream 4. Well, let's put it like this. Scream 4 is if you took the original Scream, a pile of urine, and dog shit, mixed them in a blender, and threw them at a fucking wall. Scream 4. You have it right there. So I know what you're saying. What makes this movie bad? What makes this movie... Ugh? What makes this movie... You gotta be kidding me. Well, let's click it off. Is there a plot? Hell no, there's not a plot. There's no fucking plot. Even if you dug up a fucking cemetery plot, it wouldn't be a fucking plot for this fucking shitty ass movie. But I digress. You have Sidney Prescott, who comes back for a book tour after 10 years, promoting what book you say? A memoir about the Woodsboro murders. Slasher. Whatever. So, one more thing about this movie that kind of gets me is the fact that all the main characters from the other Scream movies are back, right? But they all apparently still stay in the same fucking town where all the murders happen. Oh, that's like me taking a shit on my bed and going to sleep on it. Why the shit's still there? So anyway, Wes Craven and his producers, they decided that, you know, the third Scream would be the trilogy. It would be the end of the series. It would be the final movie. But apparently they wanted to break new ground. And Scream 4 would be the rebirth of a new trilogy thingy. Like Star Wars with the trilogy thingy. But apparently they failed to understand that there were certain things in this movie that really didn't make any sense. First of all, let's look at Dewey. Remember Dewey? Played by David Arquette, the former WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Yes. He's now the chief of fucking police. Repeat, the chief of police. How in the fuck did Dewey become the freaking chief of police? They must be snorting a whole lot of cocaine at that particular police precinct. And then there's another thing in this movie that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, you know, in the first Scream, you had a little more suspense to who the killer could be. In this movie, they're blatantly just telling you, this could be the killer. No, that could be the killer. Hey, that could be the killer. Hey, that guy that's playing with his dick could be the killer. Anybody can be the killer in this movie, it seems. You have Deputy, she's a lady that is the assistant to Dewey or whatever. And through the whole movie, she just has this creepy fucking atmosphere to her. Now, not to give away a lot of this movie, because I don't want to give away the ending. Because trust me, the ending will make you scratch your head and that at the same time and say, what the fuck? I just saw this movie about a week ago. I wanted to do a video earlier, but I just had to fucking put the right words together to express how much this movie is literally shit. This movie sucks. This movie is terrible. This movie has no redeeming factors about it. Case in point, they have these two assholes. One's played by Rory Culkin, you know, Macaulay Culkin's brother, and his buddy, and they're supposed to basically be what Jamie Kennedy was in the first two movies. They're supposed to be like, there's a new wave of how to survive a horror movie and all this bullshit. It's been done already. There's nothing original about that. First of all, they have a fucking party like they did in the other movies, and people get fucking murdered. Well, actually, scrape that. At the beginning of this movie, by the way, the stab movies, apparently they felt that it was funny to make fun of the stab movies. Even though the movie is actually making fun of the Scream movies. Even though the movie is just really a joke to begin with, Why would you wait 10 years? Even the third movie didn't do as good. I mean, it did okay, but it wasn't as good as the first two movies. The first one was really good. The second one was in. The third one, they could give a fuck. It was the end of the trilogy. There was really no really redeeming factors. This movie was released in 2011. It really didn't need to be made. It was probably just a situation where they wanted to make more money. Let's make more money because it's so good to make more money. This movie cost $40 million to make. It only pulled in 19 million domestic gross its opening weekend. It didn't really do that good. And I'm going to drink a 40 to that. And here's for the slasher movies. Here's to you, brothers. I didn't really pour that shit. All in all, not to give away too much of this movie, I will say this about Scream in general. The Scream movies were okay. This movie was okay to be flushed down the toilet. This is the cheap way of Hollywood wanting to make a quick buck out of people because they like those movies from the past. By the way, when Scream 5 comes out and we find out the fucking killer is a baby, I'm killing myself! I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't have to.